we live?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yay. Welcome back to the Mighty Misfit Menagerie, also known as... which we have been meaning to do and not done this entire time. But welcome back. This is going to be our World of Darkness stream, which is one of 3 streams that we'll have all together in the end. My name is Rio. I will be your storyteller for this segment. As you see, Mark has been relegated to my seat, where he belongs.
No more power.
No more power.
This is his home, so.
Anyway, some background if you're not familiar with the World of Darkness setting. It is set in modern times. We will specifically be running Hunter the Vigil.
Or Virgil.
Hunter the Vigil, which is about normal humans who fight against the forces of evil to protect humanity, but not as epic as in Dungeons & Dragons. It's a little bit more, you could get arrested at any time. Anyway, so our intrepid hunters are gathered, and what we're going to do is we're going to just go through and introduce each character and a little kind of scenario snippet. I've talked with most of you about what I was planning on doing, but not what I was planning on doing. So, just for funsies, everybody roll a d10. Let's see who goes first.
Big number 4.
5. 1.
Also one.
6.
All right.
I thought like, I flow.
We're going to start out with the lowest common denominator. Our story takes place in Tucson, Arizona in August. August 15th for Mr. Zach here. We kind of zoom in on the blazing sun. The sun's just coming over the mountains, and we're going to zoom in on a van parked along University, people milling about it, unbeknownst of the horror within. We go inside the van to find if you want to go ahead and describe your character.
Pretty big man, actually. Around 6'7", give or take. Not well put together. He's got some strong legs and arms, but he's got quite the belly going in there. Slightly ruffled beard, nothing crazy. Light in complexion. Pretty bad sunburns every once in a while. He goes out for 5 minutes, it gets red. He's currently messing around on his computers. Screen's kind of giving you glare. Can't quite see what he's looking at. But there are lots of different spare parts scattered around. Different machines. But he's currently just fumbling around the internet.
So, you're fumbling around on the internet, doing your daily reports to HQ, having to do the 6 different profiles that you're pretending to be for the government organization that you secretly work for, that you secretly don't work for. A hacker extraordinaire, hunched over your computer. You haven't left this van for like 2 days now, because Levi stopped letting you into the bar during peak week.
Yeah. Figured out Chinese does deliver to vans. Good to know.
Anyway, you're poking around doing your reports for your organization when you come across a strange email that doesn't have none of it's in English. It all seems to be in some kind of symbols.
See if I can discover what any of those symbols means.
Okay, give me an int plus computers check. And just for those of you at home who aren't familiar with this system, on their character sheets, if somebody wants to hold up one of the paper sheets.
This will probably work.
Their sheets are filled with tiny little dots, and these denote how many dice that they roll for everything that they do. And so when I asked him to do an int plus computers roll, he's looking at his intelligence stat and his computer stat, and he's rolling a number of d10s and then telling me how many successes. And he should probably... Are you going to roll all in your dice tower? Or?
I got 3 10s.
Oh, okay.
You reroll 10s.
And how many
8,
successes
9?
are we looking at?
4.
4 successes. So you actually come across a couple different references. letting you know that it's probably a mixture of symbols. None of them come back really translating anything easy. Do you open the email or?
I'll first set up a few safeguards just to make sure. Maybe set it up so that it's opened on a laptop I'm not too sad losing.
Okay. So you do open the email
Eventually, yeah.
You see surveillance footage of the old base where you got a lot of the tech that you're currently using. It just seems you see the same scenes you saw there, and it's just empty surveillance footage.
Alright, oh. I'll double check to see that if I still have access to that footage from just me being there, and I'll have it set up so if there's any changes, any form of motion detected or anything drastic, it'll send me something else.
When you pull up your feed, there is a woman whose hair is covering her face, and she's looking straight at the camera that you tune into first. Do you keep watching that feed?
No, it's one of those like, I've seen too many of these horror films. Alright, let me call Levi. Levi, you know demon stuff?
Unfortunately, it's very early in the morning, and you know not to call
Sleep.
Levi this early.
That's right. He'll send the hounds on me. I'll just... I'll arm myself, take a few paces back, holding the wireless, and just kind of
All
click it
of
open
your
again.
screens suddenly pop to life, showing different cameras from that facility. Each one has that girl
same one.
staring straight at the camera.
Hi. Well, I lived a good life. And then I'll just try and see if there's anything else I could do to change the screens back, or if I could use the cameras to look in any direction.
Almost as quickly as they started, all the screens just go black.
It's one of those I die in 7 days things now.
You're not really sure, but we'll come back to you. Going around the room, we will zoom out from the van back high into the sky, move like a block over, and then zoom back in to the kitschy, family-friendly bar/restaurant. Think an Applebee's, but with a theme, Dante's. And, oh wait, you'd probably be at home. Never mind, backing way back up, heading downtown to the Chase building, zooming into the penthouse apartment to find young Levi waking for the day.
I am stretching and removing my night mask, kind of getting out and wiping off my silk pajamas to make sure they're not too wrinkly as Benson hands me my robe and my coffee.
Very well, sir. There are no new messages.
Oh, thank you very much for checking.
You're welcome. I shall take Seb for his morning sabbatical.
I appreciate that. I'll sit at my table overlooking the rest of downtown with the mountains in the background and enjoy my first cup of the day.
You kind of pull out your paper that Benson left out for you like he always does. And you notice that there has been a sighting of someone you recognize. It refers to him as hang on, I'm so sorry, everyone. Bert, and then it says in quotation marks, rookie. And you recognize the hockey player who you helped some years ago with a problem that he had. And it seems he was spotted robbing a convenience store in North Tucson.
I check my phone to see if I still have his number from years ago.
You do, but when you try and call it, it doesn't have service.
All right. Well, it looks like it's time to let our friends know that we have an unexpected visitor.
You put down your paper and you kind of get up and you head over to the, kind of mirror you have with all your little arcane symbols on it. Pick up your ritualistic dagger, prick your finger, and kind of draw on the mirror, and the face of Mo pops up, and Mo, with his two sharp teeth and his bright pink cornrows, his face coming into view, his eyes black like a shark. Ah, dear brother.
It's lovely to see you again, Mo. It's been too long.
Has it?
In my time.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah?
I'm hoping to ask you a favor. I'd like you to check up on somebody for me if you don't mind. There's a young man, you can call him the Rookie, and I think I told you about him in Hades a few years ago.
That was a few years ago?
It was a few years ago.
I could have swore that was Tuesday. Are you sure?
I've never...
Things were different in hell, I guess.
That they were. I've never been quite clear on this whole interdimensional time frame thing. But if you wouldn't mind just checking on him, seeing if you can get me a whereabout or any sort of information on what he's doing. He robbed a convenience store in North Tucson. I can send you the address.
He's committed sins.
Yes.
That should make it easy, then.
And it's not in character for him. So he'll be a new soul.
Okay. Don't worry, I'll take good care of the situation.
Don't take him. I just wanted to...
Bye, Levi!
Oh, okay.
Your mirror turns back to your own face.
Well, that was disconcerting. Then I'll go and, I guess, get ready for the day and kind of get my suit and tie on and...
As you walk into your closet, you get the definite feeling that there's someone in the darkness of your closet.
reach back and turn on the light.
There's no one there.
Turn off the light.
You don't feel it any longer.
Okay. I continue getting ready and make a mental note to have Benson reorganize the closet.
Again.
Do you do anything else for the day?
I mean, for the day, I would probably finish, getting ready, get everything put together, pick up Seb from Benson once he's back from his walk, and take him into the restaurant.
We only barked at the statue of Grahalva for 10 minutes today, sir.
Oh, that's good. We're getting better. We're getting better.
I don't understand what he has against that particular individual, but it seems to be deep-seated.
Oh, neither do I. People do things, and Seb's strange. Just kidding.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you.
If there will be nothing else, I had the Audi prepared for you this morning.
That'll do.
Fucking bougie.
Very well.
Very.
We'll zoom out from Levi and kind of scoot over to, I believe it was Banner Health Center, correct? Where Iris works?
Sure.
You've just come off of a graveyard shift. Things have been pretty quiet, so you decided to make some money because rent is coming due eventually. We kind of zoom in on you and kind of the bowels of the hospital, putting your stethoscope up and taking off your jacket. As you're walking by the nurse's station, a plump nurse who recognizes you immediately is like, Dr. Armentis! Dr. Armentis!
Yes,
Hey, you're heading down to the parking structure, right? You're on your way home?
I am out, yes.
Is it possible for you to take these files? Some other doctor left them for me to take down to the coma ward, and I can't leave. 37 is doing the thing again.
Oh, dear.
So I have to stay here in case he gets into anybody else's room. So if you wouldn't mind just dropping them off for me, please, please, please.
The coma ward, you say?
Yes.
Yes,
it's
darling.
on the way.
I will drop him off.
Thank you so much. And if you want to go ahead and describe Dr. Armentis.
Dr. Atramentis is Egyptian in ethnicity, although she was born and raised in the UK. She's got got black hair, dark eyes, wears comfortable clothes and shoes, and has a necklace on. What was that necklace that... I know we found Lapis's... There was that necklace that Lapis wore. One that matches that one.
Yeah.
I don't know what it looks like. What does it look like?
It's just kind of like an Egyptian kind of symbol that you guys both wear. I am not going to say which Egyptian symbol because then I can be corrected by the internet. So it is Egyptian symbol that your family holds in very high regard.
General... she's Okay, so that's Iris.
So you get down to the coma ward and you kind of like drop off the files in the in basket for that ward, and you're actually kind of surprised because you don't see any nurses about. But this is kind of where people go to goof off because it's not like anybody's doing anything. You turn to head towards the parking structure when you hear something clatter to the floor in the long-term coma patient room.
I go investigate.
You find rolling across the floor kind of like a snow globe on its side that has fallen off one of the end tables of one of the patients.
Okay, I pick it up and return it to where I think it came from.
You reach down and you pick it up, and as you stand back up, you realize that all the patients, like the 10 of them, are standing up and staring directly at you.
Hello, everyone.
They don't say anything, but they all slowly open their mouths, and flies become streaming out of their mouths and filling the room. The buzzing is unceasing and just everywhere. And in that noise, you see the vague shape of a woman pointing towards you in the flies before it all dissipates and you're on the ground holding your head, and the nurse is going, Iris, Dr. Artementis, doctor.
Darling, what's going on?
I don't know, I just came in and you were on the ground.
And there's no flies anymore. All the patients are back in the beds. What's the time?
9 a.m.?
How long? When was the last time you checked this room?
I'd say 10 minutes ago. You mean you walked right past me at the nurse's station?
How long ago was that?
I'd say maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I heard you screaming, and so I came running.
Okay, well, and has anything strange been happening with these patients?
No? Where'd you get that snow globe? Did you bring that in with you?
No, it was on the floor. That's why I came into this room, because I was going to, it fell on the floor.
It's just weird that somebody would make a snow globe of Tucson.
Well, I didn't stop to think about such things, but yes, you're right, that is weird. Do you know who this belongs to? You don't recognize it?
Well, all of these are unclaimed coma patients, so none of them are brought personal effects.
Okay, I'm going to take this then. And you say nothing weird has been happening lately. You've had no insect problems.
I don't mean any offense by this, doctor, but the weirdest thing that's happened to me tonight is you.
Well, that sounds about right. Okay, well, if you could call me if anything strange happens, nothing too small is whatever, please.
You've worked like a 12-hour, right?
Darling, I don't need this condescending attitude, okay? Just call me if something weird happens.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
be careful. Take care of yourself. Take care of the other nurses.
Yes, doctor.
Okay.
Do you need help out to your car? I can call a security guard.
No, darling, I'm fine. Good night. Oh, good morning. I leave.
So you head to your car, take a few moments behind the wheel to breathe. Go up to adjust your mirror, see a pair of dead eyes in your back seat that you flip around to look at, and they're just gone.
Oh my God, what is happening? Am I going crazy? No, I'm definitely not going crazy. That is not at all what's happening.
So we zoom out and scoot on over to Midtown and zoom in on the crappiest little building you've ever seen with a giant sign that says Tom's Antiques. We zoom in on the door, which says closed with no hours posted. And as we move into the shop, we see an orange tabby sitting on top of a keyboard and a man slumped over it asleep.
What time is it?
It's about 8:30.
Okay.
Do you want to describe what we're
What you see is a very lanky man, thin of frame, very pale skin, white hair, stark white hair. and he is currently snoozing at his computer, doing some research on some random talisman he found out about through.
I don't want to interrupt you, but Grim Buddy, thanks for following us. We
Thanks,
really
man.
appreciate it. Yeah, it's our first live
That's
follow.
awesome.
So
Nice.
Did you say Grim?
I think it was Grim Buddy. Sorry, I just saw the email real quick.
Oh.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, he was doing research on the Eye of Ra, and all the different instances in history where it came up. Currently sleeping.
Very nice, very nice. Anyway, so you're currently sleeping, and your cat, the aforementioned Tom, starts batting at your face with his claws.
Tom, you demon! Stop it! And then wake up. What do you want?
He just kind of like jumps off and heads down towards the darker part of your
Right.
shop.
Tom is beckoned. I have to follow if Tom is beckoned. So I will walk.
So you pass by most of your things. You know, you have your artifacts that you've collected over the years, most of them behind glass that's lined with lead to make sure that none of the energies escape. You pass by your sacrificial knives that you've picked up over the years, and you come to your least favorite room in your entire shop, the doll room.
Tom, you know I don't like dolls. If I walk in there and there's nothing, I'm going to be really upset at you. And I might not feed you the nice fancy feast tonight.
Tom walks away, but stands in the way you came, as if like, well, you can't come back this way.
Demon. I walk in.
You walk in, and as always, when you walk in here, which this is not a new occurrence, every single doll is looking straight at you. Some of them with the eyes missing, a couple with like weird, slow blinks as they watch you enter the room.
I have my hand on my knife. I walk in here.
The door slams behind you. Again, not completely out of the ordinary.
Still
You-
scares me.
You turn on your flashlight, as is normal. It starts to flicker, as is normal. And then you realize that in the center of the room, almost in between flickers, the dolls are now stacked in the center of the room.
Do they look like anything in particular? Or are they just
Nope,
stacked
they're just
on top of each
stacked
other?
on top of each other in a big mound.
Shine a flashlight on it. Still just stacked up in a big
As
mound?
you shine the flashlight on it, you realize that there is one non-porcelain face staring at you with stark white skin and greasy black hair.
I don't know who you are or what you want, but why are you in my shop?
She opens her mouth and goes, and then all the dolls are back on the shelf.
Oh, God. My ass. Holy shit. God damn it, Tom.
The door opens and you see the cat standing there, like kind of pushing it open with a paw.
You couldn't come in here with me? You had to make me experience that alone.
Apologies to headphone users. Sorry about that. You could see my face. I was like, do I do it?
Do I recognize the face at all? Okay. It wasn't one of the dolls. It was something completely separate. Okay. I'll walk back up, and I will feed Tom his fancy feast.
Even though you told him.
Even though I told him not to, I still give him the fancy feast.
Well, you technically told him you wouldn't feed him if there was nothing.
Yeah,
in the
that's
room.
true. That's true. There was definitely something in there.
All right. Now we will come back out, spiraling out into the morning. It's about 10 now. You're finishing up with your first class. School just started last week, and we zoom in on Zach, the high school teacher.
So about 6 foot, 180 pounds, short brown hair, green eyes, Nothing hugely remarkable. You know, teacher so dressed in like a button-down, nice slacks. Probably just cleaning up the whiteboards and getting papers all together.
Okay. One of your students comes to you. She's breathing very heavy and clutching her books, white knuckled to her chest. I think the devil is after me.
What, Mary? What's wrong? Like, what? Why do you think the devil's after you?
I don't know. I was in the woman's restroom, and there was this girl there, and then all the water started running, and then I was like wet, and I couldn't breathe, and water was coming out of my mouth, and I don't know. Just next level Hollywood bullshit. I'm telling you, Mr. You have to remind me of your character.
Jones.
Mr. Jones.
Mary, here's a hall pass. Maybe you need to head to the nurse. You know, and I know school just started. You're starting your sophomore year. It's a little stressful. Like, you know,
Skylar said that you would believe me.
I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just saying I think you need to get checked out and make sure you're okay. You could be under a lot of stress. I mean,
Okay.
do you want me to walk down there with you?
No, it's fine, Mr. Jones. I'll be fine. Skylar's waiting for me up the hall.
Okay.
And she kind of leaves, looking over her shoulder at you, and closes the door.
Teenagers.
You have about 15 minutes to your next class.
So my next class isn't in this classroom, so I pack up all my books and my computer and everything and start walking. I walk down through sophomore hall over to the journalism room.
As you're walking, you step in a puddle.
Is this bathroom flooding again? Like, what? They can't fix
There's
these
no
pipes.
bathrooms near you.
Where?
It's just a puddle in the middle of the floor.
I look around and see if, like, it comes from the wall or, like, the ceiling, if it's dripping somewhere. Like,
You look up and you see a blazing form in the hallway. 6 wings spread wide, and it seems to fill the room and the hallway and your mind and everything with just utter silence that's so quiet that it's loud. Like you find yourself reaching for your ears because the silence is just so deafening.
I'd probably fall on my knees and, like, grab my head.
And next thing you know, your knees down to your shoes are wet, but nothing else is going on.
I don't know. I guess I grab my things and keep going on the classroom and see if I can, I don't know, pray on it a little bit later and see if I can get any guidance.
Yeah, of course.
So I head to the classroom and I don't know, I guess, like, do a guidance prayer and just see if I can get any response or anything.
So you do your guidance prayer, and as you say your prayer, it grows quiet again. Like, you know that you're making noise, but it grows quiet. And you get the distinct feeling that whatever this was guidance from whatever kind of guides you in these matters. But no further confirmation.
I think it.
The school bell rings and students start filing into your classroom going, "Hey, Mr. Jones, what's up? You okay?"
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, just a little tired, you know, still getting back into the swing with school just starting.
Hey, Skylar wanted me to tell you that Mary's going home for the day.
Oh,
The nurse said that she probably needs to take the rest of the day, like mental health day or something like that.
okay.
I don't know
yeah.
why Skylar wanted you to know, but just he told me to tell you.
Okay, you know what class Skylar's in next?
I think he's got gym now.
Okay. All right.
Why they have us do gym in the middle of the day in Tucson is beyond me, but that's where he's going.
I mean, gym's voluntary here, though, so Skylar definitely wants to do it. I mean,
All right, Mr. Jones.
I
He
didn't
kinda
take gym when I
goes
was here.
And sits in the front row because he's a bit of a teacher's pet. So,
Got Jimmy. All right. I guess I'd get everyone quieted down and start my lesson for the day.
all right. So at this point, I know that you had wanted to contact Levi after yours, so we will kind of pick up at 10:15 a.m. And just kind of give me what you guys are doing from there.
I'm also calling Levi.
I'm probably texting Iris to check on her since something weird happened to me. Like, while my kids are working on their project, I'd probably text Iris and just check in.
Okay, we'll start with you said it first, so you go ahead and
And
call
so-
Levi.
Quickly call Levi. And the thing is, he doesn't even pick up his phone to answer it. It just buzzes for a second, answers it, and then now I'm on speaker in his pocket like, hey, Levi, some of the damnedest thing just happened to me right now.
Douglas, we've had this conversation before. You do not know what I will be in the middle of when you make these kind of calls.
You're currently driving your Audi.
How can I help you, Douglas?
I was sent an email with some security footage from something a bit delicate. When I checked up on it, there was this creepy ass lady just staring me down with a nasty black hair and white ass skin.
Douglas, I do not need to hear about your hookups. I know that you're bragging.
Hey, this was
It's
on the
fine.
computer, and this is not my stuff, okay? You know my stuff.
Unfortunately, yes, I do. Do you?
Oh, hold on. Someone else is calling you real quick. Let me just put on speaker. Oh, I know who it is. All right, group call. Here we go. All right, hey, how you doing?
Who is this?
You know who. Come on, man.
Why are you on Levi's phone?
Levi, say hi.
Anyway, Levi, I had a very trying experience with a doll in one of my rooms. One that I don't recognize. Do you know of anything happening around these parts?
Do you have a further description than a doll?
Porcelain face, black hair, and
Holy
very
shit.
loud scream, which I very manly handled. 100%.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yes.
How about we all meet up at the restaurant? Because it sounds like this might be something that's connected. I had a little bit of an unsettling morning myself, but not nearly to that regard.
I'll be right back.
While they're talking, I'm texting all of them in a group chat. We need to meet now! Exclamation point, emoji.
And so
Just any emoji. Just wildly.
Fly emoji.
Snow globe.
Go simple, fly.
Are we still on the line?
we're getting a lot of messages from Irish. Do you want me to add her to the call, or we'll work that out later?
If you just reply to the group message from all of us to just meet us at the restaurant as soon as
All
possible.
right, here you go. Ding, ding, ding. Restaurant. 10 minutes. Little van emojis like.
You know, you really shouldn't hack and drive.
I'm not the one driving. I think I drive my own van.
Is the sex robot driving this time?
Don't you call her that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Yukiko. Is she driving?
You. She has a name.
Anyways, I guess I better get
Also,
going.
you would be offended by the term robot because she is a drone, not a robot, and
That
you're
is true. That is
nerdy
true.
enough to make that
Yes.
distinction.
Drone, robot, same difference. I guess I'm on the way.
All right.
I'll see you soon.
All right. I hang up the phone call. Just on everybody. Just.
As my music resumes, I roll my eyes.
What does Levi listen to? I'm curious.
AC/DC.
It's an eclectic mix. There's everything from like classical to marimba to like. He's been getting really into cumbia lately.
So, Zach, before you can send your text message, you get the emergency emojis from Iris.
Hey guys, I'm gonna step outside real quick. Keep working on your project, and yes, I can see if you're not working on it. Okay, we've gone over this before.
Don't worry, Jesus is also watching us, which gets a bunch of snickers from the room.
You'd be surprised. And then I just walk out.
You have an emergency.
Oh no! I'm sorry, guys.
Done.
We have to
Name of the sentence.
remove Coulter from the
Coulter's
stream.
Coulter's been voted off the island.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I guess so. Out in the hallway, I call Iris.
Zach, are you heading to the meeting?
I'm at work right now.
Okay, I mean, they're teenagers. They can handle themselves probably for a little while. There's something serious going on.
You want to leave 30 teenagers in a room by themselves?
I don't want to, but something is happening that means we need
What's
to meet.
happening?
Okay, so I was getting off, and yes, I was a little tired, but I don't think that was what was going on because I went into the coma ward and I was doing it because a nurse asked me to drop off some paperwork, not because I just wanted to go see the coma patients. Anyway, I went in there, and then there was a crazy. All the patients were standing, and then flies came out of their mouths and attacked me,
What?
and there was a snow globe of Tucson, which is weird, I guess. Anyway, are you okay?
No, but okay, that's weird.
Yes,
Right.
Exactly. Insect emoji.
All right. I'll see if I can get someone to cover my class, or I don't know. I'll try to figure something out.
I mean, bring them with them. Who knows? It
I'm
could
not
concern
bringing
them.
teenagers into Levi's domain.
Okay, that's probably a good
Okay.
idea. I don't know. I'm not thinking straight. I gotta go, but tell me you'll be there.
I'll be there somehow.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
I think at this point I would text Doug
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey, need some way to get to the meeting. You got anything you can finagle to like
Your
family emergency or
Right.
something?"
Your phone will ring for a moment. Do you pick it up?
Yes.
All right, so you want to be at the meeting, all right? Two ways. One, I'll pull some strings. Two, just keep your phone handy nearby. You have an earpiece from me still, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't tell me you threw it out again.
No, I have it. So yeah, I know where it's at.
All right.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
All right, just be careful what you're saying in front of them kids, though, and if you could, like, just, under the breath, do what you can. But if you do need me to actually get you out here,
No,
I could do something real fun.
I don't want to do that. That's an
Alright.
extreme. No. Okay. Yeah.
Emergencies only, then. All right, bud. I'll patch you in.
Thank you. So I put the earpiece in.
Like little Bluetooth.
Yeah. But since it's Doug, it's probably about like the size of like a dime, so you can barely see it.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So we will pull up on Dante's. Since you were already there, Levi, you arrived first. Carol, your assistant manager, is already there, kind of like putting things together for your 11 o'clock opening.
Good morning, Carol. I trust everything's gone well to this point.
Well, the devil didn't kill me in my sleep, so I think I'm doing fantastic.
You know, sometimes that can be a good thing.
Yeah, that's why I said it.
Yes. Is there anything left to be done?
No, we got everything handled, boss. You can go back to your office and do whatever it is you do in there all day.
I'm actually going to be taking one of the private rooms for a little bit.
I always thought it was weird that you put a private room in a restaurant like this, but you seem to be the only one who ever uses it.
We'll keep it that way.
So it's free, is what I'm saying.
Thank you. I'll go back and order breakfast for the group.
We don't serve breakfast, boss. You know that.
We will this morning.
Oh, I'll let Enrique know.
And I realize I didn't actually describe him at all, but he's a rather short man, thin, very pale, jet black hair, generally dressed in a tailored suit.
We all had a perfect example of who you
Yes.
were supposed to be. I just feel like your voice just drips skinny, white, privileged guy.
Damn.
Anyways, I will. I'll get set up and kind of check my emails at the table to see if Doug sent me the video or anything yet.
I would try to see if I can send him what I saw, but also he'd receive a message saying, should I actually come in or just stay out back?
It's a private room. There will be nobody else here. There's no risk of having to interact with another person. You might as well just come in.
Hear a knock at the back door. Go, 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 go.
Enrique comes and opens it.
Thanks, Enrique. Nice to see you again. How you doing? How's the wife?
I'm already making you your whiskey pancakes. Will you please exit my kitchen?
Yes! Running like as quick as I can, kind of look through the door, see if there's anyone in there.
Carol, without looking up, goes, "It's fine, Doug. We're not even open yet."
Okay, thank you. Can you just send a pina colada, please? Go into the room, kind of just like... And it's kind of creepy looking because it's like a big, beefy man just kind of like...
I'd probably be the next to get there.
Okay.
Yeah. Knock on the door.
Carol answers, "Private room."
Carol, thank you so much. You are looking ravishing this morning.
We tried that already. If you remember.
My dear, my
stood
door
me up
is always open.
3 times, and then on the 4th date, you brought the creepiest statue of a gnome I've ever seen in my life, said that it was possessed and it needed to be on your person for 24 hours,
It did.
or it would kill housewives in
Yes.
Mesa?
Yes, you do not want this thing loose on Housewives in Mesa. And all the other times, I was saving the world, Carol.
I don't have time.
Okay.
The
If you
private
change your
room-
mind, my door is always
I
open.
won't. You can close the door.
Okay.
That's
Walk
you.
to the private room.
From behind the door when you open here. That even made me cringe.
Shut up, Doug.
Cool, 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 cool.
I arrive. I don't knock. I just walk in.
Iris.
Oh, Carol, it's so good to see you. I love that outfit on you.
She's
Please tell me.
already pouring you a beer.
A saint, and I owe my life to you. I don't even know how many times. Thank you. Okay. I need another one real quick. Maybe I should just have the bottle. Is that okay?
I'll have a bottle sent.
Okay. Thank you, darling. Don't water it down. I know sometimes Levi tells you to do that, but I promise I'm good for it. Okay. I won't.
You're a friend of the family. Levi lets you drink for free, so it's fine.
Love you.
Bye. And she starts pouring just 4 or 5. And then she puts on a tray.
Leave the bottle. It's fine.
Well, they're draft beers. There's no bottle to be left.
You haven't graduated to hard liquor yet.
It is.
I was gonna
It's
have
before noon.
You do have standards.
But I've been up all night.
You don't know it's morning yet.
Carol has some standards, okay?
Whether you like it or not.
What can we do? What can we do? Like, can I sneak a bottle out from behind the bar?
I'm sure Levi will have a bottle ready for you.
All right, excellent.
I'm pretty sure that's the first thing Calder's going to say when you walk into the private room.
Yes.
It's on the shelf.
Okay, I walk in. You guys do not even know what.
Did you want scotch or is it a tequila sort of morning?
This
Scotch.
seems like a Scotch morning for her.
100%.
I'll text Carol. Bring the scotch.
She was trying to censor me, but I've been up all night, so it doesn't matter that it's morning.
8-year, not the 12-year.
Yeah, didn't sleep either, huh? I get you.
So she brings in the
Something's
drinks that you have. Carol brings in the drinks you have ordered, and she hands you what you would usually get. Is like, unless there's a lawn gnome that I should get something for.
I'm never going to live that down. Can you tell her that that was important work?
Carol, give yourself and Enrique the usual private room gratuity.
Should I share it with the plastic flamingos that have gathered outside menacingly?
If you
I
like.
just drink my Bloody Mary.
Hi, Zach.
Hey, Carol. How's it going?
I'm doing great, Zach.
Sure, you're not short with him.
She's already gone. So.
Hearing Zach's voice come out of Doug's lapel, I assume he won't be joining us physically today.
No.
He's watching children.
Yeah.
Young adults, but yeah.
He works at a school. He can't just.
If they're young adults, but they can't be left alone, I don't know.
Oh, they can't be left alone.
I'm sorry, Zach. I'm not upset with you. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
All right, moment at hand. We have two scary, pale-faced, greasy
Yes.
black-haired
Greasy
ladies.
black-haired, porcelain skin, very loud yell.
Yours scream. Did yours scream?
On the monitor, she might have been screaming, but I didn't get sound. I didn't have audio set up there.
All right, does that sound familiar to either of you two?
No.
Well, it was a bunch of flies, and they assembled themselves into the form of a woman. I couldn't get, the color of her skin or her hair, which is insect-colored. And then I saw some dead eyes in my rearview mirror. Did they look like a woman's dead eyes? Or?
You sound.
But it was so fast, I have no idea what they were attached to.
Did yours have some pretty dead eyes? Mine had some pretty dead eyes.
It was a doll, so by and large they have dead eyes.
Fair.
All right, and all I got was a spooky feeling in my closet, but that's not entirely out of the ordinary. Anything on your end, Zach?
Wait, you just got a spooky feeling I get a woman made of flies?
That doesn't seem fair.
I did have to have a conversation with Mo this morning, which I'll get back to, but this one seems a little more pressing.
One of my students this morning was saying that she walked in the bathroom and it flooded and she had water pouring out of her mouth and she was shaking, and so I sent her to the nurse and she got sent home.
Wait, she said she had water coming out of her mouth, and you sent her to the nurse?
Yes.
Sounds
Okay.
a little.
And you're in charge of 30 other kids. Just checking.
Are you?
Yes, he is judging you. I know you can't see his face right now.
Carol!
In all honesty, half of us are.
Flamingos.
Carol is
Yes.
not in the room.
I know, I'm calling for her. Yes. It's a Catholic school. I mean, I can't just go running around screaming water's pouring out of someone's mouth.
But
Hey,
You
Mr.
think I'm
Jones?
crazy.
Who are you talking to?
I imagine he's covering, mumbling to himself,
but
but
he's
still.
getting
yeah.
heated, talking to everyone.
Jimmy, stop focusing on me.
Well, I'm done with my project.
Give him another one. I can
Then
do one real
start on
quick.
next week's. You already know what it is. I know you read ahead.
Well, I mean, it just doesn't seem fair. I mean, I was wondering if I could go to the restroom.
Take the hall pass. You have 3 minutes because the restroom's right around the corner.
Yes, Mr. Jones.
Which the hall pass is a large toilet seat. So have fun walking with
He
that.
puts it over his head.
Of course he does. No,
and another thing, you have a flaming sword. Couldn't you have smote whatever was going
because
after
I'm
her?
just gonna pull the sword out in the middle, broad daylight, in front of 500 students.
He's very not allowed to have
All
weapons
right.
on the premises.
And you don't bring it on to manifest itself there, but.
Yeah, so don't manifest it on the premises.
No, I had this weird 6-wing. Oh, okay, so it was a cherubim, in the ceiling that just appeared, and there's this puddle of water, and then everything got quiet, but not just silent, so quiet that it hurt my ears.
Hey, you had some holy stuff.
A vision, but not a normal vision.
Okay, so until the intensity on that one goes up, I'm gonna focus on the scary lady. Any idea what that's gonna be?
Seen some scary movies. That's about it.
I mean,
I'll do some research
there
on
could
it.
be multiple possessed dolls. It could be, but I don't see how it'd get into that room in my shop. It's pretty well protected from any kind of curse, and I don't know how that relates to the security camera footage either.
I'll just.
So, Zach, you hear a screaming from the hallway.
I assume we hear it too for the most part.
I
But
think
they-
you're static or something from it, probably. Hold on, guys.
No, we wouldn't.
I gotta go.
His connection gets really staticky, and then you lose it at the restaurant. So we are now focused purely on Zach. Zach, you run out into the hallway, and you find char marks all over the hallway, like a bomb had almost gone off, and then white flames surrounding Jimmy as he's dead kneeling on the ground.
Kneeling on the ground?
Yeah, like on his
Okay,
knees,
yeah.
back, hands out, eyes burnt out, melted down his face,
Toilet seat around his neck.
toilet seat.
See around his neck.
Everyone laugh at the dead child.
Morality 5.
And before we cut from your scene, you see the imprint of a circle with wings in the char marks.
I don't recognize it from anywhere.
You recognize immediately for it being like an angelic symbol of some kind, but it's artistic. So you feel like you're getting that guidance that you asked for when you look upon this char mark. Things proceed very quickly from there as the fire alarm's going off and there's chaos. So it's going to be a while before you can get back into anything else. But you focus on letting the kids out and everything like that. And you lost connection with him. You could kind of assume that maybe it was just something happened, but
But did we hear like the screams before he?
Probably
not really because it's an
Yeah, no.
you know, so like it's picking up his jawbone kind of, you know, got it. So
In all honesty, I think something did go down just because there's no way I lost that connection that easily. All right, I'm currently on my laptop just like, all
I'm gonna go see what's going on.
right, do you have an earpiece?
I think so. But
Yes or no?
Shouldn't we talk about the creepy?
Well,
Girl
this is
slash
probably something
doll.
we can hopefully use to get Zach out of school if anything did happen, and then we can all be together like a big happy family. So, who wants to drive? Not Doug.
I am the best driver here, and you know it.
I only had one drink. I'm fine.
I'll drive.
All right.
I'm driving my own van.
I would like to point out
Okay,
to
then
the
I'm bringing
streamers
home.
and my players that you all had drinks, so you're being
I
very
had
irresponsible.
coffee.
I had a pina
You
colada.
should try.
I had a pina colada, and she makes a virgin half the time.
You just don't know it.
I just don't know.
Enrique chooses this moment to come in with the platters of food that he has prepared
Oh, no.
for you. Here you guys go. I made French toast.
We'll take it to the box. Let's go.
What? What?
I go grab a box, grab a bunch of the whiskey pancakes, throw them in the box. Thanks,
I
Enrique.
do-
You the man.
You do make the best eggs Benedict. But
Do you know you are not leaving? You're going to sit in that chair and you're going to eat this breakfast that I made out of dough that we use to make tortillas.
Awesome.
Do you know how hard that is?
Take out
plan.
my
Side note,
wallet
that's a
and
great recipe idea, actually.
200.
Fine. Carol, we need to go boxes.
We're heading that.
I think she already knows this. Like Doug just bolted while he grabbed a box, went back, grabbed the waffles.
Sorry, love. There's some lawn gnomes that we have to go see after.
Do you have the earpiece in?
Do I have the earpiece in? No.
No.
We were physically here.
As always, love, I greatly appreciate this.
She's like putting French toast in a box. I told you we don't serve breakfast. Every time you make me serve breakfast, this happens. So that's why I tell you that we don't serve breakfast.
Climbing into the back of the car here.
The van?
No, I'm not riding with you.
I'll ride with these two.
Okay.
Okay.
You hear peeling out from
Yeah.
behind the
The
restaurant.
Uber Black or the Uber XL because you guys aren't drinking and driving because that is.
Oh,
not
I'm so
allowed.
sorry. I didn't drink, so I will drive. Then.
Yes.
Yes.
The one thing I will
had
not
the Uber drive.
forgive.
No, I will drive.
Okay. So you guys pile into his Audi,
Oh God.
and you just have Yukiko drive the van. So
And it should only be like a 10-minute drive from there to Mountain and
Yeah, it's about 10
Glen.
minutes.
Yeah.
University.
so you guys
Zach's okay.
kind of roll up, and there's already fire trucks, and all the students are standing outside, and they're not letting anyone really anywhere near the school. So
Creepy van 2 blocks down.
Are there any police officers?
there are a few.
Is there anybody that I recognize?
You have a lot of contacts in like the night people because that's who
not
you
really.
usually deal with.
Yeah.
So this being first morning and kind of mid morning, you don't see anyone you recognize. No.
I run up. Excuse me, I'm a doctor. Is anything needed?
At this time, we're waiting on the medical examiner, ma'am. There's no injuries that we know of, so no medical professionals will be needed at this time.
Do you know where Zachary Jones is? He's one of the teachers. Is he okay?
All the teachers are with the students. We don't have any time for this, ma'am. We have a lot to look into.
Is the static still covering his earpiece pretty well?
I'm assuming you probably removed your earpiece at this point.
Once I walked out the door, I take it out.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you guys are kind of like stuck outside of the high school, and we will move back to. I saw you turning pages, so I have a feeling you have a plan.
I have thoughts, but I don't know yet.
All right, Mr. Jones. You are currently outside with your students in your designated fire drill position.
Which is across the street in a dirt lot.
Sure.
That actually is. I went to school there. So I got all my kids, like, we're all lined up. Or not lined up, but like potted up basically.
Mr. Jones, was that Jimmy?
I don't know who it was.
But he had the toilet seat around his neck.
Jimmy tends to leave stuff everywhere, though. I mean, someone else could have.
But no one else would put that disgusting thing around their neck.
It's not like it's a used toilet seat. I honestly do not know if it was Jimmy. I'm sorry. I really don't. And come on, you know I can't talk to you about this stuff.
It's just no one else will talk to us about it, too. What the hell's going on?
I probably know just as much as you do right now.
I've never heard of a bombing going off at school with no noise.
Who said it was a bombing? I mean...
Okay, I watch the news. This is like there's school shootings and there's bombings, and there was melted lockers.
I don't know. We gotta wait until the dean tells us what to do, or firefighters, emergency crew, whatever. All right.
So you see over Jimmy's shoulder, you see Iris standing on top of an Audi.
Jimmy's shoulder or the other student's
Yeah, it's
shoulder?
not Jimmy.
Jimmy's shoulder. Oh yeah.
Not the dead one.
Yeah.
That'd be awkward, like in the middle of the outside.
Ironically, this kid is also named Jimmy.
A lot of Jimmys.
Could happen.
Yeah. A lot of Jameses.
We'll say James is a common name. So. Jimmy, look, yeah, I don't know. When I find anything out, I will talk to you guys about it. Okay? Once I know more.
He kind of sees you like looking back and forth, and he kind of turns around and is like, "Who's that?"
Some crazy lady. I don't know. I mean, I don't.
The Audi horn goes off, and you see Levi kind of going.
Jimmy, I need you to do something for me. I need you to find Mr. Holstrom, and I need you to tell him that I forgot his book, and I'll bring it for him tomorrow. I know, it's really important. Can you go? I think he's over, like, on the other side of the lot.
I'm not supposed to leave this area until they give the all clear, Mr. Jones.
You're not leaving the area, though. You're still on the lot.
Oh, okay.
It's just right over there. And then you can come back, and then I'm sure by then I'll know some more, and then we can talk, okay?
Okay. I'll head off to Mr. Holstrom then.
Right, so
He kind of like flips off his classmates as he walks off.
I use that distraction, and I'm going to do my Shepherd's Blessing.
First superpower, guys. First superpower. Ready to get not at all spoopy because yours is like God power, so they're not.
So
Time to get holy.
I feel like I need to preface I'm not making fun of prayer here, just like this is what it is. Like, I don't have no feelings on it whatsoever, but like was raised Catholic, and so this stuff, like, I get this stuff, kind of. So as I use that as a distraction and start doing my prayer.
Okay. So from now forward, Hank will be silently mummering as I describe what's going on. Go ahead, spend your willpower and go for it. So Hank's character Zachary starts talking to himself in prayer, and anyone who is even looking at him, their eyes just kind of slide off of him as he walks through the police and the firefighters, groups of kids kind of just moving out of his way as they move place to place, and he slowly makes his way to the Audi and into the passenger seat. As he closes the door, he turns to Levi.
Thank you.
Iris, get off the roof. He's in the passenger seat.
Oh my goodness. That was exceptional.
Thanks.
Good show. I'm so glad you're okay.
I'm glad I'm okay too. Are you guys? Did anything else happen to you guys? Like what?
From the scene, I think your thing is now escalated to priority 1.
I mean, if you consider, the charred husk of a teenager, like, in the hallway with, like, flame circles and a melted toilet seat and melted laundry, yeah, that's just...
Generally, yes.
Yeah.
Is that something the nurse could take care of then?
What?
I'm gonna buy you some gnomes and just glue them all over.
Yes. All make fun of my lawn gnomes. I saved 7 housewives with that, all right?
There was no time for your extremely funny jokes. I couldn't say anything. How are we laughing more at this scene when it's so darker?
So much darker.
God.
That's the reason.
Dark humor.
I don't know. I was in class. I was talking with you guys, and then I heard Jimmy scream. I'd given the hall pass to go to the bathroom, and I went into the hallway, and just like he was kneeling down, and he was just like this burned husk, and like char marks everywhere, and like lockers were melted, and there's this like symbol on the ground that like I've kind of seen before, but it's different than what I've seen before. But I don't know what it means.
What's the symbol?
It's like a circle, and then it's got like angel wings coming off of the circle.
Would I know what it is at all?
You can make a occult check.
Occult?
I can't hear him yet, so.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I thought what?
I would assume,
No, I can't hear him because
Oh,
you
wait.
guys have your piece. He hasn't put his in yet,
Got
and
it.
it's still like.
I would assume you've hacked into his Audi though. Like,
You're also
speakerphone.
like right there, so you could just like listen through your van.
Oh no! Like I said, I was like a block away.
Oh, then you're in the Bluetooth of the Audi, so you're gonna.
Oh, okay. That works for me. I didn't realize he had the Bluetooth thing earlier. I forgot.
I mean,
You got the nice stuff.
2019.
3 successes.
I'll
Do I
do-
reroll 9s as well, or just 10?
Just tens.
Can I do some
Three
internet
successes.
searches on it? Histories, religious
Uh,
myths.
He might have just got it. So.
Oh yeah, cool. As I search.
So I mean, it's Enochian. That's why he recognizes it. And it's basically the Enochian for cherubim, like the way he describes it.
Okay.
So it's, for all in terms of purposes, as far as your occult knowledge goes, that kid was killed by an angel.
Seems like Jimmy was killed by your man.
That's kind of what I'm afraid of, because earlier this morning I like prayed for some guidance, and then this happens, and like didn't feel like demonic or anything. Like this.
Felt angelic?
Yeah.
Neither of our sides are terribly subtle.
Yeah. No, for real.
Was Jimmy a particularly bad kid?
I mean, he was a kiss ass, but he wasn't a bad kid.
Do you have anyone you could talk to about this, maybe?
You can't ask your friends upstairs.
Yeah. I know you
I
couldn't
asked
pray for guidance.
guidance, and this is what happened.
And anyone
so I'm
else
kind of,
higher up in the church maybe know something about this.
I might have someone I can go talk to.
What about that girl with the water coming out of her mouth? Should we talk to her again?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Doug,
Yeah.
can you find Mary Stewart's address?
Yeah,
She's a sophomore.
Yeah, I'll look it up, and I also no, I won't tell you that. No, I'll start looking up Mary Stewart.
Don't tell me
It's
what.
simple to find people's home addresses
Yeah.
on the internet.
I know, but I'm also Zach,
That
and
was a
I'm
big
just
challenge.
like,
No. I'm just saying for someone who has any
Yeah.
modicum of
Yeah.
internet
It was like you
knowledge,
gave me the name, and I'm like,
your
all right,
address is out there, people. It's out there.
I will say the van will also drive by with Yukiko on top, just doing a scan with the Gugnir. If anything blips, and then I'll park back in my spot.
The Gugnir does definitely show some like resident. There's way too much energy, but it's also a Catholic high school that is protected by Zach, so
The stuff that I
nascent
got.
energy isn't out of the question.
I also don't know nothing too out of whack seen from the Gugnir, but here's the address for your girl here. And I'll park a block away from it. You know the drill.
I mean, what do we?
Can you research the dead child as well?
Yeah, I already pulled it up. Here's
See
the
if
file.
there's any demonic background.
This pulls up on the
or
large
anything.
monitor of his Bluetooth Audi. Everything I found about Jimmy and Maria.
I don't know why I'm surprised. He does this all the time.
It's still weird.
Yeah, definitely not one of ours.
Shall we go ask Maria some questions? See if we
Yeah.
can dig a little deeper into why she was projectile vomiting water.
Yeah, I mean, let's preface. It's going to be weird for me as our high school teacher to show up.
Well, maybe you go in alone asking some questions and we don't even go in
Or-
the house.
I'll just
Perhaps-
put your audio on the top.
You can take the good doctor, and that's a help of a cover.
Preface it with,
Yeah.
you know she was having trouble, so you brought
That's
your
good.
friend.
I like
in.
Good idea.
Cool.
And I'll give one of you guys a mic so that we can all listen in the Audi. Well, these two in the Audi, me in the van.
Of course.
Just stop by the van, you'll see it a block away.
Well, this is turning out to be a day, isn't it?
It's not even noon.
No.
I haven't even finished.
Getting
my first
close.
Do you have the box with that Eggs Benedict with you?
I'll reach into the back next to him and hand him the.
Thank you. I eat
As
it very
you-
messily in your Audi.
You eat messily poached eggs over English muffins in the back of a very expensive Audi. We kind of scoot away. You're driving, right? And then your drone is driving, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're driving, can you make a wits plus composure roll for me?
Oh no. Okay. Only one of those things is something I'm good at.
No, just
One success.
you don't need to.
It's usually enough.
One success?
Actually,
As you're driving down on the way, you do notice a car that's kind of like half buried in like the scrub brush on the side of the road. It looks like some of it was damaged as if somebody drove straight into the scrub brush. You know what I'm talking about around Sal Point. They have all that like desert with
Yep.
the like waist high scrub brush.
I'll stop and pull over to the side. Iris, there might be something that you can do before we get there.
Does it look like it's been covered or it's been driven straight?
It looks like if once you're out of the car and you actually look, it's obvious that there's tire tracks just rolling right into it.
Okay. Yes, of course. Let's go investigate.
It's actually kind of hard to get to it because it's thick, untamed scrub brush that you're moving towards. Moving through.
It's like forest. It's like thicket. Like you can't.
So you do manage to get there. Those who are going after the car, could you make a stamina check for me?
Stamina again.
2 successes.
It's a success.
7 or 8, 9, 10.
So those of you who didn't get a
standing by the road.
success, you like either twist your ankle or run into a cactus and you take 1 bash.
You run into a cat.
Hail!
Cactus. If you got a success,
Somebody
you were
usually
able
tries to kill you.
get through without any.
Okay.
Just some minor cuts here and there. You get to the car and it's just kind of there. You do see somebody in the driver's seat, but you're behind the car near the trunk, and it's pretty packed on either side.
I'll run as fast as I can to the door.
Okay. You get to the door and you see a bloated, wet girl in the driver's seat.
Oh, God. I try to check her pulse.
So you get the door open. As you open the door, water comes rushing out of the bottom of the car,
That's
goodness.
Maria.
and you recognize the form of Mary.
Another dead
Mary, sorry,
girl.
yeah.
Another dead child.
What?
I'll cut her off of the
Seatbelt.
seatbelt and pull her out.
Are you sure you guys want to do that? This is technically,
Like a crime scene.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, we could see if we can, like, do chest
Oh no,
compressions or
she's
something.
she's
okay.
dead.
Okay.
Like you recognize the
Can I-
bruising on her throat. She's
Drowned.
pretty far dead.
But does it look like she's been dead longer than, you know?
It looks
now?
like she's been dead probably not that long, but her body is waterlogged.
Like, is it strange for her to be dead when?
Oh no, this
when
is
Zach
supernatural
saw, no, when
death.
Zach saw her earlier.
This is not medically possible for her to die
Okay.
this quickly and in the middle of August in Tucson of drowning.
I'm trying.
And there's no lakes or ponds or streams or anything near. South Wind doesn't even have a pool.
This is very odd.
You guys coming or what?
No, we're not. We just.
Call the police or alert the police. There's another dead body.
Your location? All right, they're on their way in 15. Unless you need them quicker. I'm stalling so that you could do something.
I guess we need to get away from this area.
Yeah.
Or should we stay? Because now we've left
No.
probably DNA or something.
We have to go.
All right, you guys leaving the scene. As soon as you're out, I'll make sure they get
How
there
are we
within
gonna
5.
explain a waterlogged body like this? When this is like not medically possible.
I don't know. We just came upon her. I don't know if we should stay and wait or if we should.
I mean,
leave.
I'm sorry, I just realized that with the earpieces I couldn't know what was going on because I wasn't standing next to you. I mean, all we have to say is that we saw a car in the brush. They can work out the rest of it on their own.
We've touched the door handle and all that.
I guess
Just
we
wipe it
we can
down.
Wipe it down.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see any harm in waiting for the police to get here, but if you
Yeah.
guys don't think it's right,
Went out
We're
into
gonna
the
go to her
desert and
house.
you tried to save whoever was in the car.
we saw a down car.
Fair
Nothing's
enough.
abnormal.
All right, so do you want them there immediately, like crazy, or just like a standard 911? You found a car.
She's dead, so.
Okay, so
Not
not
much-
guns blazing, just
Just
show
technically
up.
body.
Murder.
All right.
Dead
Yeah,
body.
we found a body.
Found a dead body.
Yeah.
All right. They now know. They're on the way. ETA, they say, with that cop car right there, 5 more minutes.
I take a sample of the water and of her blood. Is that weird that I might have a hepatitis needle?
I mean, you just came from your doctor job, and you kind of do this on the side, so I will allow it. Yeah.
Okay. I take some
Make sure to
samples.
hide it really well.
Okay.
You don't want.
I do it in a foot or something.
And put all the samples in the Audi. Them tinted windows come in handy.
Okay. Excellent. You have a lockbox, I'm sure.
Lead-lined glove blocks.
Is it electric or is it?
So unless you guys want to like role play the confrontation with the police, you guys spend the next like 4 to 6 hours with this crime scene, like separated from it, being questioned. Why were you here? Where are you coming from? You know, why aren't you at the school where you're supposed to be for questioning in that incident? That kind of stuff. But they do eventually kind of let you guys go because it's obvious that none of you were able to do this.
And I would like to say on the way back, another scan with Yukiko as I went back to the restaurant.
Similar energy that you saw at the school, but.
All right, good enough.
So, did any of you search the car before the police arrived?
I was not there.
I wouldn't have.
Okay.
I'm gonna just
Probably wouldn't have.
So it's now like 6 hours later, so we're looking at like 6, 7 o'clock. The sun's going down, and you guys are finally released.
I would have just been doing research on drowning with no water.
Honestly, you'd be downtown, but finally the people you know came on shift, and they kind of vouched for you, and you're on your way now.
I'll have a thank you to them and meal voucher for the restaurant. Have a lovely rest of your evening. And do we want to just? Oh no, where's Seb? Did I leave him at the restaurant? Benson will take care of it. Do you want to just head upstairs for a chat and then call it a night?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we need a debrief after what we just witnessed.
All right.
2 inexplicable deaths in less than an hour.
I'll call ahead to have like scotch set out for her and everything, and have Seb set out the table.
And I've had 6 hours of just like random legends, myths, and dark web of strange occurrences with cherubs and with drowning with no water.
So you guys are heading up to your building. So
And
as
that's
you,
where we're closest to.
yeah. So you open the door up to your private staircase to the penthouse, and as you open it, you see a girl there in dirty white rags. Her hair covering her face. She kind of looks down at you, and as she falls forward, she shifts into sand and rocks that come tumbling down, and literally make a dex check. Just dexterity. You can add athletics if you have it. If you don't bother.
I do not.
So you don't take the negative, so just do dex.
4 successes.
So you're able to duck around the corner as this debris and dirt just kind of billow out at the rest of you. But you come away with nothing on your clothes or anything. Your nice white suit's perfectly fine.
Cool moment.
That's an odd booby trap.
I guess it's time to take the elevator. I'll tell them what I saw.
Oh, they were right there.
Oh,
we
yeah,
saw
okay.
awful.
You don't take the elevator after something just fell at you?
No.
Does that typically happen at your buildings?
No, it does not. But I'm sensing a theme.
I take a sample of the sand and rock.
How we have fire, water,
I
and
was
earth.
just about to say that. So
What is
next
left?
Air.
is air.
Unless that was the insects. Those were gusts, I suppose, were there?
But those were visions. In theory, these are actual deaths. Or
Well,
these
no
are
one
actual things happening.
Theoretically died in this one.
And there was no
but
body
yes.
left, right?
Did she look alive before she turned into
If
stone?
potentially air is the next one, do we want to go to your penthouse?
I'll text Benson to bring Seb down.
Seb comes barreling down the stairs, loving the sand. Seb, by the way, is a tiny little. What's the breed of the dog called? So they can- Affin Pincher?
Yes.
Affin Pincher. Cute little black dog that, out of the corner of your eye, seems really menacing every time. So he comes barreling down, like kicking up sand and rocks, and just kind of like jumps into your arms, which you back from a little bit, and then
Brush him off. All right.
Seb, it's so good to see you, little darling. It's been a hell of a day.
Time is it?
And he's a hell of
No,
a
no,
hound.
in game.
about 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Okay.
So,
We can hit
Yours?
to my shop
Yours,
since yours is probably booming right now.
all right. Then let's go. I would like
Yeah.
to sit.
We head to
Drink.
Tom's.
You get to your shop. You unlock it with your skeleton key. There's like one bewildered kind of tourist looking in the window like this.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're closed until August 15th.
The sign said that you were going to open tomorrow at 10 a.m., which is unfortunate because I leave town at 9 a.m.
Oh, then yeah, that's perfect.
Huh?
I close the door.
I just want to buy a cheese board. He just kind of wanders off bewildered.
I'd probably take this time. I'd probably text Father Brayson, my contact dude.
He kind of sends you a text back saying, when you get a chance, come down to the church.
Okay.
As you guys kind of settle in to the room that you have, you find Tom sleeping on the keyboard, and there's a very recent news article on the computer screen.
I'll go read it.
There was a high school aged boy in kind of like the south side who was in a shed behind his house, and they recently got in there, and the entire shed was filled with sand, and he was found suffocated within.
Ew.
Apparently, this child was not as quick as you were with the sand.
What is going on? Like,
Oh, and you recognize
why you're
the
looking at me.
name.
no, I'm
The teenager killed in this incident also goes to South Point.
There's a connection. Well, what does it mean?
It means we're gonna be checking out South Point later tonight if we could get in.
Was there any angelic symbolism in the car at all?
You didn't search the car.
Didn't search, damn it.
Can we see anything in the photos from the paper?
They don't have a lot of photos
Oh,
in the
okay.
paper. Like, this is kind of like a recent update, so, like, there's more tomorrow.
Can I get into like police records and find their evidence of the car because they had to have taken some
You can
pictures?
attempt it. You've tried that before, and it's pretty difficult.
I'll give
Can
it a
you
shot.
send your drone friend
No.
over there to look?
I ain't sending her in alone. What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
do I like see a connection between the students that have died at all?
Jimmy and Mary weren't close. This kid, Joseph, they're not in any of your classes together. Mary's in one of your classes, and Jimmy's obviously in another.
Mary and Joseph.
But
Okay.
they could be friends outside of school.
Yeah,
You
that's what
have
I'm
to-
wondering.
Check the Facebook.
The only student that you were particularly close to would have been Jimmy.
Right.
Maybe they were getting involved in something they shouldn't have. That happens a lot.
True.
Yeah.
Check their Facebooks. Like you said.
Facebook, call histories, text messages.
Can you hack into their computers, their
Yes.
phones?
Yes.
I mean,
Anything
Well,
there?
maybe we should roll these things before just saying yes.
No, he's confidently saying yes before he starts. He's like,
do
yes,
it."
I can.
South Point
It's a
runs off
child's-
Google apps, which
Yeah.
to hack into Google, you'd be like, God.
Well, he's going after their Facebook accounts, which is significantly easier. But go ahead.
There.
Just hacking with intelligence.
It would be computers plus your intelligence. But go ahead and take away 4 of your dice.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Nope,
Nothing?
nothing.
So you go to hack into their message boards, and, like, you just can't seem to get any information. So, like, you get in, but there doesn't seem to be anything related to what's going on.
They got nothing. Okay, it's like, were they friends on Facebook? I could that
I mean, yeah, but
Okay.
so is half the school.
fair. Don't got much here for you.
Well, short of interrogating their family, I'm not sure.
We could go check the third incident, but I'm assuming there's probably going to be some kind of angelic symbolism around it. I think that's pretty clear that it's someone coming up from the top. I don't know what our next move is, though.
Well, yeah, check out the shed, but stop by the restaurant first.
You saw the girl in the stairwell. Did she remind you of what you saw before?
Did we see the girl? Okay,
I didn't see it.
exactly. Spot on.
So it seems like this is perhaps a job that's going from both directions.
Perhaps.
Was she a warning?
Where? I'm sorry.
That's all I had.
Where were your security camera footage from? Maybe we could check out that place.
That's pretty top secret.
Can we make it non-top secret?
No.
Okay.
What time does the newspaper article say?
He died around 5 in the afternoon.
And we
So
wouldn't have
while
been-
you were with the police at the last crime scene.
Okay, so we got the sign afterwards.
I will check out my location, just so you know. But if you are going to head out to the sand shed, stop by the restaurant first.
Why do we need to be by the restaurant?
Never mind. And then you hear the vampires. And within 10 minutes, I'll be outside your shop. A small drone will fly in, kind of push against the door until you let it in.
I walk out and grab the backpack.
All right, the straps release, bright pink, soft and fluffy. Straps attach onto his back, and then the van
Down
returns
at the
back.
straps and sigh it, as I do every time.
Hello, Professor Jones. It is I, Yukiko. I am ready to serve.
Yukiko, you need... Hi.
Yukiko, activate nighttime mode.
You are no longer authorized for those voice commands.
Quit trying. You're never getting that back in.
One of these days.
To the scene of the crime.
Yep.
I guess, where is this top secret area we should be going to?
So a key point there that says top secret. You're checking out the kid who died in the sand shit. Double checking for angelic symbols.
Top secret area.
Oh.
You won't divulge that information.
I will personally check it out later.
Cool. I guess we'll go to
the sand chip.
So you guys show up. The police are still very much so investigating that area. Go ahead and make a D10 roll for me.
Okay. 8.
Woo! Okay. One of your close contacts on the force does happen to be there.
Okay. I'll walk up to them.
Levi, if you're involved in this, I don't want to know.
I'm not involved. I'm just trying to be of some service.
Well, high school kids shouldn't be involved in the stuff that you're involved in.
I know, but I have an expert on the subject matter.
What do you want?
We just need to take a look at the crime scene. I won't touch anything.
10 minutes.
You know how helpful I've been in the past.
I can give you photos.
That's also good.
All right. That car. 3 minutes.
All right.
So he brings out like a camera and he lets you look at it that has all the digital photos. It's just like a little camera screen, but you can look through them. Do you want to make a investigation?
Can we all make one?
Whoever's using the camera.
I mean,
so I'll
that's-
allow one roll.
Will that not be you?
Oh, I would hand it to one of you guys.
It would be wits plus investigation. So it looks like it's you.
Yeah, is that who's the best in this?
That's gonna be me.
I got 2.
It is your
I
kid,
forgot
so
the dots.
You got.
I got 2 dots with proficiency.
he's got more.
I got 4 dots with
Cool. You got it.
I did.
Your proficiency in
wits.
research would not apply to this. So
Oh, so just
Just 4.
but it's still 4 dots, right?
Just 4
Yeah.
dots.
Yeah.
Plus your wits. So
Six.
6.
Um, 2 successes.
So you notice about halfway through, somebody took a picture of the top of the shed, and stuck to the top of the shed is a circle with 6 protrusions coming from it. It's caked on dirt to the ceiling of the shed.
I pointed out to Lucius. This is the symbol that I've been seeing, or that I saw at the.
This is the same one at the other one?
Well, you haven't seen the symbol yet. He
Oh,
described
okay.
it
But
to
this
you.
is what I this is what I was describing to you. This is.
Can I see anything different with it? Can I do a check to see if
I mean, it's just the symbol.
just the symbol? Okay.
It confirms your earlier suspicions that it is the symbol you thought it was.
Okay.
I'll just have, since he's near the shed right now. Yukiko.
Oh no, you're in a cop car,
In a cop
like
car.
standing next to it.
Officer,
Yukiko's in the Audi.
is there any connection between this and the murder at South Point?
There's been no rulings about murders. The South Point incident is being ruled as a bombing. It seems the student was trying to kill his teacher, and the bomb went off too soon.
Well, I guess that's that then.
That's the official statement.
Unfortunate.
He's a lucky teacher.
Would you please let me know if you happen to see anything similar in the next few days here?
Yeah.
All right.
You've helped me stop these kind of things before, so I'm going to let you know. The victim sent a text message right before I guess the phone was destroyed. We were able to get power back to it.
Mm-hmm.
But he sent a text message to a Skyber saying you promised, and then that's it.
Sky Burr.
Yeah, those names sound familiar.
SKYBURR. I don't know. That's what it was in the phone.
Okay.
We're trying to pull the phone records, but
If
kind of in
there's
trouble.
any information that I get, I'll make sure to pass it along.
We just want this stopped.
Of course.
Levi.
We do too. Was there, and he was saying that there was not a number that was given for it. Just
Yeah,
the
it was
name.
just the name.
Got it.
Once we leave the cop car, I guess I talked to Doug. Can you look up a student at South Point named Skylar and see if he has any like online aliases?
And I'll start with Sky and then just.
Skylar's last name is Burnett.
Yeah, I figured something like that.
I'll say he makes that connection and like 2 minutes later, yeah, I got somebody.
Skylar's the one that told Mary to come to me when she was like feeling sick. Why?
Well, I guess we know where we're going next. Here's the address.
All right. Yeah, we gotta go check his house out.
All right. I think we have a plan. It's gonna be. Is it like a 9 o'clock now, or what time is it? 8 o'clock.
It was 7. It took you a while to get the information, so we'll say it's like 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So we get to the house.
Which house?
The
Skylar Burnett's house?
Yep.
Yeah.
While there are police there, you see the mother standing outside talking kind of frantically. Like, he just left. He just ran out of the house, and he took his father's gun, and I just don't know what's going on, but he's only 16. I mean, surely you can go and look for him at least. I mean, I know we can't do a missing persons, but, I mean, he's a child.
Do you know any of these?
I was gonna say yeah. No, yeah.
You pulled that card already.
Yeah. So she's talking with police officers?
Well, just one. It's just one cop car.
I'll walk up with him and her, at least, unless you guys want to join. But I'm so sorry to interrupt. I didn't.
Who are
realize-
you?
We're with the school. With the students that are close with those that have passed, we would have a doctor that we were wanting to speak with the students to make sure they're doing all right, see if they had any.
Well, Skylar's
feelings
not
they needed
here,
to-
so a doctor won't do any good.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Where did Skylar? Where did Skylar go?
He took his father's gun and just left.
On foot.
No, he took his car.
He didn't say anything else.
No.
That's so strange.
Has he been acting weird lately?
I mean, she turns to the cop. Are you going to do an investigation? I'm sorry, ma'am. Until the proper amount of time has elapsed, we can't really do anything. And Skylar's 16. This could just be he went out to see his girlfriend, and you're sure he had a firearm? Well, the gun's missing. Well, I can put out an APB for him, but, as of right now, we're not going to do anything further. Fine. Come, you're asking if he was into anything strange. Just take a look at his room. And she takes
Thank you,
you
Mrs. Burnett.
upstairs, and Skylar's room is just covered in sheets of paper and newspaper articles and Enochian signs. You see Sanskrit. You see demonic symbols. Just every kind of occult symbol you can find on the internet has been printed out or drawn on something on his walls. And this is all in the last 3-4 days. I tried to have him pulled from school, but the school insisted that he come in unless there was some kind of family emergency. Him and his friends have been at this for, I don't know, there's little secret meetings. I thought maybe it was like Dungeons and Dragons or something, but this seems excessive.
Do you know what other students he hung out with?
Oh, his little girlfriend, Mary, that Jimmy fellow who always made wisecracks whenever he came down to get food, and another boy.
Was it Joseph?
Yes, I thought it was strange that their names were Mary and Joseph. It didn't seem very creative. But
Just the 4 of them.
No, and then there was the younger girl, she's maybe 13, 14. She had a strange accent. She would come over and hang out with them sometimes.
Did they go to the same school?
The rest of them did. The younger one, she went to the one before Cell Point. I don't know. She was still
This
in
is
middle
you.
school.
I'm sorry. This is not me.
The one before stop, was she in high school or was she in
No, she was a middle schooler, 8th grade.
what side of town?
I don't know, Central? I don't know much about her.
St. Joe's?
Perhaps.
You didn't know her name.
Like I said, she never spoke much.
Do you know her name?
Like I said, she never spoke much. And Skylar never told me her name. I just assumed it was one of their younger sisters or something.
But did you know her name?
Sorry,
Um,
wasn't paying attention.
She was supremely unsettling.
Did she hang out with them before 4 days ago, or is that the first you've seen of her?
The only time I interacted with her was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
What
And
happened?
I saw her on my front lawn this morning, but it seemed innocent enough. She was flying a kite in the middle of the day.
What time was that?
I don't know, I'd say 7, 8 a.m.
Long dark hair.
Yes, she was dressed strangely and looked like she hadn't seen the sun in a week or so.
Did they used to go to any particular spot together?
I mean, they're teenagers. Who knows where they get up to? There is here, and she hands you abandoned sites in like Arizona, and there's a bookmarked page about an old missile silo in the Tucson desert.
All right. What's it say?
Thank you so much for your time. I'm hoping we can track down your son.
Is there anything else in the room that like stands out, or is it
And
kind of
Yukiko
more
will
like
have
I mean,
Scan.
every
Everything
last
stands
thing
out.
in
Yeah.
here stands out, but from
yeah.
a completely different perspective.
Okay.
Got it.
It appears that we have a dog.
Do you guys want to search before you leave? Do you guys
Oh,
want to
yes,
thoroughly
yeah,
search
yes.
this?
Yeah.
I would have a scan go as well.
Okay, so
Assuming similar
this would
magic.
be investigation, and it would be like crime scene investigation. So
So just investigation? Or would it be?
if you have crime scene specifically as a
Oh, but
special,
is there any attribute that we add to it as well?
it would be wits.
Wits. Okay.
So mine's research. So
Yeah. So you would just get the 6 dice if you wanted to roll it.
Yep. I'm not
And we can
investigating.
all.
I'm just like
we can all
if something
roll, right? It's
blips.
not
Yeah.
just one person. Okay.
This is going to be a collective pool, so the more
Oh.
successes you guys get as a group,
The
which
better.
I think
you
might as well.
cannot do, Doug,
'Cause you're not there.
You're not there.
Okay. Then just the magical scan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got 1.
2.
one.
So,
So
four total.
4 altogether? Okay, so the 4 items that you find is you do find a journal. The journal is written in, it seems to be like a German, which none of you do speak. But you do know that
Is it
Skylar Burnett did take German, so it seems like he took efforts to hide the contents of this journal from his mother. You find a bloody dagger underneath his mattress with dried blood along the serrated edge. You find a pair of, well, not a pair of, but like a set of girls' clothing, also bloody at the bottom of his hamper. And then you also find on his computer, you find the location of the bookmarked place on like a GPS MapQuest kind of thing.
Are the clothes similar to like the rags that girl was wearing, or are they different?
No, but they do match up with like an 8th grader.
What was the first one?
Journal in German.
Journal.
Can I do an occult check on the dagger?
Yeah.
Can I do? Is it an artifact? Can I add that modifier?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then you can add your intelligence.
And I haven't found these things technically yet, so. Well.
Well, if they give you the information on the GPS coordinates, you know exactly where that is.
Yep.
It's 10 for some reason.
1, 2, 3, 4 success.
4 successes? So the dagger is definitely old. Hang on, I'm trying to think. Like, it's old monotheistic Christian.
Okay. Like pagan
Like
Christian.
Babylonian.
More like Kabbalist.
Okay.
You know, it's just this was a dagger used for sacrifices to the Christian god back when they still did those. This thing is incredibly old. Not necessarily like a magical artifact, it's a mundane item, but it does have that sense of importance to it.
I imagine I bring like little bags around to hold artifacts. I'm gonna put that in one of them and put it in my jacket pocket.
Would it be worth it for me to do like an occult theology check to see if I can figure out what religion or something you'd be maybe trying to emulate through like the symbology and stuff?
Between the dagger and the symbology, there's obviously some Christian overtones, but again, there's also demonic undertones. There's there's some stuff from like Reanimator. You know what I mean? Like it's everything.
Okay.
Well, apparently this missile site he was very interested in, so this could be where he's going.
All right, I'm already there. Get over here.
All right.
You really can't leave teens alone. Apparently, they sacrifice them people.
And who's
However,
driving?
Well, you're already there.
No, I'm already there, but I'm telling them who's
So,
who's them
while
driving.
they're moving, what are you doing?
I'm mostly just waiting for them to show up. I'm checking all the security cam footage, and then I'm waiting for them to show up on the security cam footage. So you're like, all right, follow my directions exactly, and I'll just give them the route
Before
without
they
blowing
get
up.
there, the back doors of your van fly open, and it
Gun.
almost like just like
4
pressure.
shots.
You fire into nothing as like there's just being sucked out of the back of your van as if you were like 1,000 feet in the air. Just papers, everything. You manage to hold on because you're pretty big and it's not that strong of a wind, but it's hard going.
do we hear anything? Are we connected? Are we
Oh yeah, no, I have a standing mic.
Okay.
Well, all of that stuff was just damaged. Like,
Yeah.
you're dead in the water. No. You guys lose Doug.
Doug? Hello?
And you guys hear is like, follow my directions exactly.
I'm going to speed.
God damn it,
You
Doug.
might want to make a
If
driving
he just
check.
told us where it was in the first goddamn place, we would have been there with
We
him.
have the address from the book, right?
Yes.
All right.
From the curtain, you see 2 hands.
2 more
sliding
shots.
down the
Just
section. You hear like impacts, and then like it's not there anymore.
Oh,
All right. Do my curtains work when I push the button? Yeah.
You see a dead boy dressed in a Sal Point uniform for a moment before all that's left behind is bloodstains.
I keep holding the gun, reload it, and kind of go forward and just check both of the seats. Peek outside around the...
Something slams against the side of your van, flipping it. Make a Dex plus Athletics.
I ain't got no athletics. Nothing.
So you
I'm a hardy character, so I should be all right.
take 1 lethal damage as the stick.
It's an X, right?
Yeah, as some random bit of sharpness is through your shoulder, kind of pinning you to the van, and you're breathing heavy, kind of like looking around in pain, and you see a pair of bare feet, and then they kind of...
Just unloading until I'm panicking.
that gun's out of bullets, isn't it?
Oh, I reloaded. I said I reloaded.
What?
I have ammunition. You know this is ghost stuff. They are loaded with the ghost rounds.
All right, go ahead and make a firearms roll. Firearms plus the equipment plus Dex.
Firearms. Dex. And what's the equipment one for my... It's on the back, I think.
For just the gun.
I don't think I wrote down the gun, in all honesty.
Oh yeah, be under combat or weapon attack.
I wrote down the baseball bat that I have, not my gun.
It's just a handgun.
Yeah.
So just go ahead and add 2 to it, and then take 2 away for. Yeah.
2 successes.
2. All right. So you fire off 2 shots. One goes wide. The other one seems to score a nice hit, and then the apparition disappears, and you see like a trail of blood leading towards the missile silo.
I start following the silo, being wary of the mines.
So you pull this out of your shoulder, manly.
Yeah, and I double
Head off towards the missile silo.
for about a good 30 to 40 seconds. I will try to establish a connection using other equipment with them, but other than if I can't, I'm going.
Okay. So you get to the missile silo, and you enter, like, it's kind of like a downwards staircase that's like closed off at first, and then about maybe 20 feet down it opens up into like the giant circular area that like leads down, and as you hit that open part you see an unconscious boy with tiny little almost like dental floss strings holding him by his arms and legs over this missile silo, and the girl still bleeding a little bit sitting on his back.
I will aim and it's like 2 shots. I was like about to say something. It's like, nah.
So there is a chance that you will hit the boy.
I think he's dead. I just shot him.
Oh no, he doesn't show any bullet wounds.
Oh, he's fine. Oh, because I thought I shot him in the van.
Yeah, but then he disappeared. So
Oh, okay,
you
fair.
assume ghost shot.
All right. So as I'm aiming the gun, I was like, anything you want to talk about, or you're risking your life and the boys now?
She points this way.
Do I know what's down that way?
She points towards like a door, and she goes, "I'll only be free if they're all dead."
And who's all dead?
All of them.
The kids.
Do we want her to?
All right, I'll go to the door, and I should know what's behind this door.
Yeah, I mean, it's the door you've been to before. It's a pressurized door, but it looks like the locking mechanism has been fucked with.
Is it, so it's unlocked
Messed
technically.
with. Yeah, so it is currently just like hold it open. It's not pressurized anymore.
All right, I'll use a piece of something so that I could have a bit more of a distance. Like I'll take a piece of my shirt, just tear it, tie it to one end of the door, go back like the 1 yard it gives me, then.
It opens. You hear kind of like a rush of the air pressure adjusting, but not as much as the first time you came here.
And I will like there should be a gas mask somewhere on the wall for like because of the.
You probably brought your breathing mask.
Yeah,
from
all right,
your
so
van,
I'm
'cause you were
set
here
up.
before.
Yeah.
So
I'm
as
set up.
you walk through the hallway, the dust from all the mold and everything that you remember from the last time you were here, the skeletons covered in moss and algae. You get to like the main room of this hallway, and there's a girl strung up by her arms, blood dripping down from her neck, and there are 6 blazing wings trying to forcibly, like the body is shaking as they're trying to force their way out of her back.
So I know that's the symbol of the chair that they were discussing earlier. And does she look like the girl that was outside?
Oh yeah, except very, very dead.
I'll shoot 1 into the wings and 1 into the chest of the girl.
Okay, go ahead and make that guns roll.
And he's been here before,
Yeah.
but we don't know that.
And it was 3, 4, 5, 6.
Can't you try any faster, Levi?
1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
4. So you unload into this girl.
No, that was just 1 and 1.
Yeah, you unload into this girl because the wings just kind of chunks into the
Okay.
wall. You unload into this girl. Her body shakes and racks, and then she kind of like just slumps over more, bleeding from her chest. You see the light fade, and you hear from the missile silo, "Help!" as you hear Skylar calling for help.
I will look at the skeletons again, contemplate shooting them just to be like ghost things, but I'll go double check on Skylar first and make sure that I'm loaded at least 4 rounds.
As you come out to the missile silo, you see the young girl, her feet on the back of his neck, hanging from him, going, I just need one more, and I'll be free. Why? I'll bring so much light to the world. It'll be okay, Douglas.
Who are you?
My name does not matter.
2 shots. You don't answer me, Douglas.
You're using your etheric rounds?
Yes.
How many do you have left?
Is it each point of damage that I do to her is like every
Each
success?
time you shoot lowers, so you had 1 magazine of your etheric rounds.
I had 1 magazine. I shot 2 in the van, 2 at the thing, and 1 mag is 12.
Yeah. Okay, so you have some left.
So I have 8 shots left. Yeah, no, I'm gonna, I will give her a second to respond, and if she moves at all or doesn't respond to me in around 5 seconds, I will fire.
Okay.
So I just want to clarify. So there's this. Skylar is the kid that's hung up with dental floss, and then there's the girl that we've all seen hanging on him, and then there's that same girl is also down this hallway.
Same girl's dead body is hanging
Her
up
dead
like this
body
with
with
wings trying to
wings.
protrude out of her.
Okay.
Exceptional!
2 10s and 8 and 2 9s, and then I reroll an 8.
Exceptional on a damage roll. It's just the exceptional success is the additional damage.
I just rolled a
Save for,
lot.
like, the XP later.
But that's what I'm saying. On a damage roll, it does not
It doesn't
count as an
count.
exceptional.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
So you blast holes into this girl. One of your bullets flies through her and clips Skylar on the leg, which now that leg is now dangling free as he's hanging from these other 3. But from the holes that you shot into the girl, you see blazing light, and you see her rip her face, and you see this blank, expressionless, like blazing white, and then suddenly all noise starts to leave. Go ahead and make a composure roll.
Oh, thank God. That's a good one. Anything else with it?
You can add occult if you have it.
I don't think I have a call.
You have 0
No,
in
I have a
occult?
0 call.
Okay, so go ahead and take the penalty on that one then.
-3.
What was it?
1.
One.
Willpower?
So that's a
I'll pop a
dramatic.
willpower if I can.
Well, you have to pop a willpower before
Okay.
you roll.
Okay.
Dramatic failure.
So that is a dramatic failure.
Okay.
Freak.
I got health.
How far out are we?
So we're gonna end there.
Make it. Can I at least make the driving check to make it without blowing up?
Nope.
Damn it.
Tune in next week to find out what that dramatic failure just did to Douglas.
Doug is dead.
I guess we'll come up with a catchphrase eventually.
Eventually.
Hey.
Eventually.
Thanks for watching, everybody.